transfer the rest of the ingredients in. But on the other hand, you don't want to spread out too far, it'll too quickly. So I've got these middle bars here.
ഇതാണതൊക്കെ നിങ്ങൾ കഴിക്കണം ഷുഗർ
ഇതാണത്
ഇതിൻ്റെ കളേഴ്സൊക്കെ നോക്കാം
General rule of thumb is always to get the colours in, the flavours in, the colours are nice and easy.
ഇതിൽ ഫുൾ ഷുഗറാണ് ഇത് എനിക്ക് പിന്നെ നോക്കിയതാ ഷുഗർ
And use some purple for the raspberries that gives more contrast than the red. So just a little bit up the center of the table.
അതിനാണ് നിങ്ങൾ അവിടെ കയറി നിൽക്കേണ്ടത്
Highlight bars really wonky, but big side bars are actually slightly curved. It's ran the wrong way, so there's not really enough level that off. So rather than move the clamps, just move the bar. There you go. So, vanilla flavour, raspberry flavour, and then some dextrose. Nice fine powder, easily stirred into the sugar. Already got a strong flavour to it, so it doesn't affect the taste of the sweets. It's just very good at soaking up the extra flavour. Time for the raspberry. It's going to look a little bit messy for a while. It's very difficult to stir it in nice and evenly with the spatulas, but it doesn't really matter because that's not the real sort of mixing part of the process. Let's move all that out of the way in a minute. It doesn't have to be dextrose you use for this. Some places will use icing sugar. And indeed for our sort of sharper sweets, use a bit of citric acid, usually as well as the dextrose, because by itself citric acid, it's very easy to just put a little bit too much in and it sort of tends to overpower the flavours. So unless you're making things like acid drops or the actual sort of sour sweets, sour fruit sweets, it's best to be a little bit sparing of the citric. Okay, so that's all our ingredients in. Get that out of the way. Split the two bits apart. And I can use scissors because they've already cooled a fair bit on the underside. Split down the middle. So where that underside has cooled, you see it's starting to sort of hold the sugar together, which is quite helpful. Makes handling it a lot easier. A lot of bits and pieces will suddenly appear on this table. There's a bit more space, that's better. Right. So this is a real mixing in of the ingredients rather than using those little spatulas. Nice and evenly mixed in. You can see obviously still a bit of there on the raspberry bit where the colour hasn't got through all the sugar. Soon will. So just give that a moment to sort of cool again on the underside. Take a couple of times. So there we are, a lot less of it now, it's still quite runny. Because it's the firmness of the sugar, it's the important thing here rather than its actual temperature. There's no point in keeping sort of checking with a probe. We'll basically just do this from experience. Each time we stretch it out, is it still sticky? How much effort does it take? It probably needs to be about 60, 65 degrees for it to have the right firmness, so put to the rest of the machine. but there isn't a certain point when it's ready. There's a sort of reasonable range over which you can use the sugar. Some people like to have it sort of towards the higher end, the warmer end, softer end of the sugar. Other people like to have it a little bit cooler, a little bit firmer. A couple of other things you need to sort of consider is, excuse me, like the temperature here. Obviously it's a lot warmer in here. Oh, excuse me. So the sugar's not going to cool so much as it works its way around the machinery as it would in the winter. So again, maybe have a little bit cooler now than you would in the winter, because obviously if you get to the end, you're trying to put it through the roster basket at the front, the sugar's too cold. That's sort of one of the few mistakes you can't recover from. Another thing is what sweet you're actually making. You're doing something really simple, like say pineapple, that's just one piece of sugar, maybe a little bit of yellow colour, and obviously the dextrose and flavour, and then that's it. Cut it up, you're not going to make stripes or do anything like that, put bits of sugar together. Again, you might want to do a little bit cooler, whereas compared to the other ones where you say you are making stripes or doing other work with sugar, that's going to take a bit of time. Sugar's going to cool a bit more doing that. See, we're doing raspberry ripples today, but do that sort of ripple effect in a moment. Right, the vanilla bits are right there. So you can see it's still readily folded over, but it's sort of holding its shape now. Now before we can put the raspberry in the vanilla, we need to change the appearance of the vanilla bit. So take the raspberry off the cold table onto the hot table. There is actually well, you see, the table here is still a fairly substantial piece of metal, and that's just absorbing some heat from a little relatively low temperature heater underneath. It keeps the top of this table at about 40, maybe just 45 degrees at most. So it'll keep that bit of sugar warm, keep that soft and workable. So we're ready to put it with the vanilla, which is at the moment going on the puller machine. So there this goes. Sometimes it works first time, sometimes it falls off. There we go. See, it's starting to change colour. It's basically just working there until the sugar is stretched and loaded up. Give that a few more turns and it'll be nice and even change. Should bulk it up a bit as well with all the air and traps inside. So just quickly stop that, and before that bit falls off, break the raspberry bit over. So give it a couple of turns, not too many, just to sort of break that raspberry bit up. But we don't want it all mixed in, uniformly. We obviously want to see the difference between the vanilla bits of the sugar and the raspberry bits. So, switch on the batch roller where the sugar's going next. Stretch our thick piece out here. Even that a bit. Stretch it off here. So, just actively thin this first bit down. Put a little bit of this pure talc on there. So this fine powder is just pure talc. also known as slab dust, just stops the sugar sticking as it goes through. There we go. Just a good idea to make sure it comes out the other side properly, which it is. So I'm going to have to thin the sugar down a bit so it goes between these sizing plates. And they can grip it, pull it through, make part where it's getting shaped up into the actual sweets. I'm using our main die here just to make it into a round shape. Now notice one thing the machine's not doing, not breaking the sweets apart. I've got to do that by hand at the moment. I say at the moment because it's usually best to let them cool down a little bit. And to help that, you've actually got cold air being blown down here over those sweets, and also along here over to what's going to conveyor belt. Bending rather than sort of cracking, so a little bit longer on here. Now once those sweets have all been cooled and broken up, they're ready for the last part, the crystalliser in the corner. Also known as a coating pan, but obviously crystalliser sounds a little bit fancier. But all that happens in there is they get spread around with some caster sugar. And of course that caster sugar getting sort of crushed fine in between all those rolling sweets, then actually forms a little coating around every sweet. And because that is very good at stopping those sweets from sticking together. If you leave them like this uncrystallised, they might be alright for a few hours, but then they do tend to, if you've got them in a little bag together, they will tend to start to stick together. Once they've been crystallised, we can put a year's best before date on. And then next time, out of the crystalliser, just sieve off any loose sugar that's left and bag the sweets up. So overall, not really a difficult process. Old one though. 1949 says this machine was made. And then we've got the, it's all in bits at the moment, just cleaning it out. Right, got a little simple drop mower over there, takes various dies, they're little squares here, making up some travel sweets. Lots of different shapes you can make out of that one. Pear dots being the main one. So they just have those two rollers there, got these plates, put the sugar in the back, crank on the side, turn the handle, sweets come out the front, just let them cool down on the table here before you put them in the crystalliser. And so though we've got quite about half a dozen different dies that will fit in here, a couple of them are broken, missing a few bits, so really only use this round one and the hummer die. I'm not quite sure how old these are on the actual dies, they might not necessarily be the same age as the machine, but probably not a lot younger. Without breaking these up, so bring some out. So yeah, now they've cooled down, see they're sort of cracking rather than bending. Now before I bring them out, just a quick word about the ingredients that we're using here. So all the sweets that we make in here, they are all natural ingredients. Suitable for vegans, don't use any animal products in any of our sweets. Although we do have some rum and whiskey flavoured sweets, those are just natural flavourings, there's no alcohol in any of those. And they are gluten free, even though that glucose does ultimately come from wheat. The process of producing it, extracting it, means no gluten in the actual glucose. So, once again, thank you for coming this afternoon to see us sweet making. Enjoy the rest of your day here, and peace.